We detected an unusual trade worth $17.6 million on 3M company stock, ticker symbol MMM. And so in this video, we will analyze this unusual option activity to find out if wealthy investors are now bullish and buying 3M or bearish and selling 3M. Because as we all know, the rich have more access to information, including leaked insider information, such as earnings reports, to make better financial decisions. No wonder the rich get richer. Now, having said that, you can see here that 3M rallied to new highs after earnings. Did they know about this before earnings? Well, you be the judge of that, because on January 7th, on this day, we detected unusual option activity and we shared it with our members in this email. You can see here where we analyzed additional trades that we detected on January 7th. MMM here, long bullish trade when the stock was trading at 132 for these February 21st options at the 140 strike call and the 150 strike calls. This was a vertical call spread, 6,000 contracts. They were paying $210 for each of these trades. And you can see how much they're worth now over here on the option chain, where we also got into the same position for these February 21st options. They are now deep in the money because the stock is now trading at 149, very close to the 150 strike price calls that they sold. And we also did that too. POS stands for position, red means sell, green means buy. And you can see that how much they're worth now. If we were to analyze this trade now, they are worth $706 when they originally only paid $210. And so when we analyze this trade, you can see here on the risk profile, profit loss graph, where the x-axis represents the share price and the y-axis represents the profit loss. We are currently trading right over here. And so the profit is about $495 per trade, which makes sense now, because if they're worth about $700 now and you subtract the $210 from the initial cost of the trade, then we would be at about $495 of profit per trade. And so if we divide this by the initial cost of $210 times 100 for a percentage, you can see that this wealthy investor has already made 235% profit after earnings. And that is why we also followed their trade to also gain in profits. And so if you want to get emails with unusual option activity trade alerts that we analyze and our video content where we show more in-depth details as to what the wealthy investors are doing on their trades, then go to our website. We will put a link at the top here where you can gain access to better trade ideas that have a higher chance of profit. Because keep in mind, not all of these unusual trades will be profitable. Even this one might be a loss. But as long as we diversify with higher quality stock picks based on this type of data analysis, then we could become more profitable in the long term. And so if you want more stocks wealthy investors are trading for your portfolio diversification, then go to our website. Now, what is going on with 3M stock now? Well, on the last trading day, you can see that there was these unusual trades happening on January 22. At the same time, March 21st options, 7,000 contracts and 9,000 contracts for the June 20th options at the 135 strike call and the 115 strike calls. So let's take a deeper look at the option chain to analyze this data to find out exactly what this wealthy investor is doing. Because we have to analyze the data very carefully to fully understand what they are doing. Now we can see here for these March 21st options at the 115 strike calls, we have an open interest of 287, much less than those unusual options that they were trading. And this data has already updated. And so we know they closed out of these trades and rolled to a new strike price, the June 20 options at the 135 strike calls. We can now see here at the 135 strike calls, 9,000 open interest. It has increased because these are the new opening trades. And so we could calculate the estimated trade cost now that we know that the March 21st options were the closing trades where they closed and took profits on those 7,000 contracts and rolled to this new trade here for the June 20 options at the 135 strike calls. And we can see that they paid $19.60. We need to multiply by 100 since each option represents 100 shares of stock. And so each of these call options cost $1,960. And there was 9,000 contracts. And so we multiply that out and we get a total of $17.6 million. And so when we analyze this trade for the June 20 options at the 135 strike calls where they paid $19.60 each, you can see here that this trade is also a long bullish trade. As the share price goes up, this trade becomes more positive profitable. If it goes down, it becomes more negative loss. And we can confirm this on the Greeks. We have a positive delta trade. If it was a bearish short trade, it would be a negative delta. And so this wealthy investor is still going long bullish, but they've already locked in profits. So be aware of the risk with that. Even if the stock goes down, they do not lose very much because they've locked in a lot of their profits, which is what we started doing with our trade here as well, because it has already made more than 200% profit and there's not much more it could gain. You can see here that our profit is currently right over here and the max profit on this trade is just slightly above it. And so there's not much more we could gain on this trade. So the risk to reward ratio is not in our favor anymore. And so we started to take profits and we'll start rolling these into a new trade to readjust our risk to reward ratio, because this risk where we could potentially lose this much is a lot more than our potential reward. Okay, so we have to also set up good option strategies where the risk to reward ratio is in our favor to stay long-term profitable. If you want to learn more about our strategies and get notified when these wealthy investors make trades that move the markets, then make sure to go to our website. We'll put a link at the top here. Let us know in the comments below. Do you think 3M will continue to make higher highs? Or do you think it will crash back down? As usual, please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't. Take care and have a wonderful day.